Basically for about 5 or 6 rounds. I thought it was easy. Then about the sixth round, he whispered in my ear after I'd hit him in the side, "That all you got, George?" And that was about all I had.
In a shocking twist that reads like the plot of a Hollywood blockbuster, federal agents stumbled upon a hidden underground labyrinth beneath the sprawling estate of boxing legend George Foreman. What they discovered inside left even the most seasoned investigators speechless, unraveling a mystery that has captivated the nation. This unprecedented find beneath the former heavyweight champion's mansion has sent shockwaves through both the sports world and law enforcement communities, raising questions about secrets hidden in plain sight. As details emerge, the story becomes more intriguing by the minute. The investigation began quite unexpectedly during a routine property assessment in Houston, Texas, where George Foreman's magnificent 15-acre estate stands as a testament to his legendary career and business acumen. According to FBI Special Agent Michael Thompson, who led the initial team, we were conducting standard surveillance procedures related to an unrelated financial inquiry when we noticed some unusual ground disturbances near the property's perimeter. These observations triggered a closer examination of the grounds, leading to the discovery of what appeared to be recent excavation work concealed beneath carefully landscaped gardens. What started as a simple investigation quickly escalated when thermal imaging equipment detected significant temperature variations beneath the mansion's foundation. The readings were off the charts, commented forensic geologist Dr. Sarah Chen, who was called in to assist with the investigation. It suggested not just a small basement, but an extensive network of tunnels. This revelation prompted the FBI to obtain a search warrant, setting in motion one of the most extraordinary investigations in recent memory. The timing couldn't have been more surprising, coinciding with Foreman's recent announcement of developing a new line of health products for senior citizens. As news helicopters circled overhead and reporters gathered at the estate's gates, the atmosphere grew increasingly tense. Neighbors reported seeing increased security personnel around Foreman's property in the weeks leading up to the discovery, though no one could have predicted what lay beneath. "It's like something out of a movie," said longtime neighbor Patricia Williams. "George has always been such a private person, but this is beyond anyone's imagination." The situation took an even more dramatic turn when agents detected sophisticated security systems protecting whatever was hidden underground. The magnitude of the operation became apparent as federal agents deployed advanced ground-penetrating radar and brought in structural engineers to assess the stability of the mansion above. "This isn't just a simple tunnel," explained structural engineer Mark Rodriguez. "The construction quality suggests professional engineering on a massive scale." The investigation quickly expanded beyond local authorities, drawing in experts from multiple federal agencies and sparking national interest. Social media exploded with theories and speculation, with hashtags like Foreman Tunnel and Underground Mystery trending worldwide within hours of the initial reports. What made this discovery particularly astonishing was its location in one of Houston's most prestigious neighborhoods, where properties are closely monitored and security is typically tight. "To think that something of this scale could exist without detection is mind-blowing," noted real estate expert Laura Martinez. "It challenges everything we know about property development and zoning regulations in high-profile areas." As the sun set on that fateful day, casting long shadows across the mansion's manicured lawns, investigators prepared to descend into the unknown, unaware of how profoundly their findings would impact public perception of one of America's most beloved sports icons. The moment agents breached the tunnel entrance, they encountered a labyrinthine network that defied all expectations. Stretching over half a mile beneath the mansion's foundation, the passageways revealed meticulous craftsmanship and state-of-the-art engineering. "It was like stepping into another world," recalled Agent Thompson during a press briefing. "The walls were reinforced with materials we typically see in military-grade bunkers, and the lighting system alone suggested years of careful planning and execution." The tunnel system featured multiple levels, ventilation shafts cleverly disguised as garden features, and emergency exits leading to various points on the property. As investigators ventured deeper, they discovered climate-controlled chambers filled with artifacts that seemed to span decades of American history. There were vintage photographs, championship belts, and memorabilia from every era of George's career, explained Dr. Emily Carter, the lead archivist assigned to catalog the findings. But it wasn't just sports memorabilia. There were documents, letters, and personal items that painted an intimate picture of his life. Among the most striking discoveries were several rooms dedicated to different phases of Foreman's life, each meticulously preserved and labeled with dates and descriptions handwritten by the boxing legend himself. Perhaps the most unexpected revelation came when agents uncovered what appeared to be a fully operational broadcasting studio. Equipped with cutting-edge audio-visual equipment and soundproofed walls, the facility suggested Foreman had been preparing for something significant. It looked ready for immediate use, noted technology specialist Ryan Mitchell. There were scripts, production notes, and even a green screen setup. This finding raised numerous questions about Foreman's intentions, especially considering his recent ventures into media and health product promotion. When asked about this discovery, Foreman later commented, "I've always believed in controlling my own narrative. That space was meant to help me share my story directly with the world." The tunnel system also housed an impressive collection of rare books and historical documents, many bearing Foreman's personal annotations. These weren't just casual readings, observed historian Dr. James Peterson. George had clearly spent considerable time studying these works, making detailed notes in the margins about their relevance to his life experiences. The collection included first editions of classic literature, philosophical treatises, and biographies of other notable figures who had overcome adversity. Foreman's marginalia revealed fascinating insights into how he connected his own journey with those of historical icons. One of the most remarkable aspects of the discovery was the presence of multiple training facilities scattered throughout the tunnel network. These weren't just basic gyms, explained fitness expert Maria Gonzalez. They were equipped with specialized equipment for different stages of athletic training, suggesting George maintained an intense physical regimen well beyond what the public knew. The facilities included hydrotherapy pools, cryogenic chambers, and custom-built strength training apparatuses. In a subsequent interview, Foreman shared, "A man never truly retires from taking care of himself. Those spaces were my sanctuary for staying sharp, both mentally and physically." Security measures within the tunnel system proved equally sophisticated. Biometric scanners, encrypted communication lines, and redundant power supplies indicated careful consideration of both privacy and safety. Whoever designed this system understood the importance of discretion, noted cybersecurity expert David Kim. The encryption protocols were military grade, and the backup systems could sustain operations for months without external support. These features suggested the tunnel wasn't merely a hobby or eccentric indulgence, but rather a serious investment in personal security and operational independence. As investigators continued their exploration, they uncovered evidence of regular maintenance and updates to the tunnel system. Work logs and engineering reports documented ongoing improvements and expansions dating back over 2 decades. This wasn't something thrown together quickly, stated construction analyst Lisa Nguyen. It evolved organically, adapting to George's changing needs and technological advancements. The documentation revealed a complex project management system with detailed blueprints and safety certifications that spoke to the professionalism behind the operation. The emotional impact of the discovery on those involved in the investigation proved profound and multifaceted. For many agents, the experience transcended professional duty, becoming a deeply personal encounter with a living legend's hidden world. Walking through those tunnels felt like reading someone's diary without permission, confessed Agent Thompson during a debriefing session. You could feel the weight of George's life experiences in every corridor, every carefully placed item. The sheer scale of personal investment evident in the tunnel's contents left many investigators grappling with their preconceived notions about celebrity lifestyles and personal security measures. Among the forensic team, reactions ranged from awe to concern as they processed the implications of their findings. "We deal with evidence rooms and storage facilities regularly, but this was different," noted Dr. Chen, her voice tinged with both excitement and apprehension. It was like stumbling upon a time capsule that someone had been actively maintaining for decades. Several members of her team reportedly spent extra hours documenting the artifacts, driven by a mix of professional curiosity and personal fascination with the unfolding narrative. "Some of us stayed late just to process what we were seeing," she admitted. It wasn't just about collecting evidence anymore. The psychological toll of the investigation became particularly apparent when agents discovered rooms containing deeply personal mementos and private correspondence. There were letters to family members, draft speeches never delivered, and journal entries that laid bare George's innermost thoughts, recalled Dr. Carter, her voice softening. Reading those words felt intrusive even though we had legal clearance. Many investigators found themselves confronting uncomfortable questions about the boundaries between public interest and personal privacy. Several team members requested counseling sessions provided by the Bureau, citing feelings of guilt and unease about their role in exposing such intimate details. For the technical specialists examining the broadcasting studio and security systems, the experience triggered a different kind of reaction. We kept asking ourselves, why would someone need this level of sophistication? Wondered Ryan Mitchell, shaking his head. It made us question everything we thought we knew about what successful people require for peace of mind. The team's discussions often veered into philosophical territory, debating the nature of fame, privacy, and the lengths individuals might go to protect themselves from public scrutiny. Some agents reported sleepless nights, haunted by the realization that their own lives might look very different if subjected to similar scrutiny. The discovery also sparked intense debates among investigators about the ethical dimensions of their work. We were trained to follow evidence trails, but this felt more like trespassing on sacred ground, acknowledged Special Agent Rachel Morales. Every artifact we cataloged told a story that perhaps wasn't meant to be shared. The team implemented strict protocols to handle personal items with maximum sensitivity, but the emotional weight of their task remained ever present. Several agents described moments of hesitation before opening certain containers or entering specific chambers, knowing they might encounter deeply private elements of Foreman's life. Perhaps most surprisingly, the investigation fostered a growing sense of respect and admiration for George Foreman among those who initially approached the case with skepticism. Seeing how methodically he'd planned and executed this project changed our perspective, noted Agent Thompson. It wasn't just about hiding things. It was about creating a space where he could preserve his legacy while maintaining control over his narrative. This realization led to numerous discussions about the pressures faced by public figures and the complex ways they navigate their public and private lives. The emotional resonance of the discovery extended beyond the investigative team, affecting everyone involved in processing and analyzing the findings. Archivists working with the documents reported feeling like they were handling pieces of living history, while engineers examining the structural elements expressed professional admiration, mixed with personal wonder. Every day brought new revelations that challenged our understanding of what drives someone to create such an elaborate sanctuary, reflected Dr. Peterson. By the end, we weren't just investigators. We were witnesses to a remarkable chapter in American cultural history. When news of the tunnel's discovery broke, George Foreman's response captured the nation's attention with its characteristic blend of humor and wisdom. During an exclusive interview conducted in his Houston mansion's Grand Library, the boxing legend addressed the swirling speculation with remarkable candor. Folks, I've always believed that a man should have a place to call his own, a sanctuary where he can reflect on life's journeys and prepare for tomorrow's battles. Foreman began, his deep voice resonating through the room. That tunnel system y'all found? Well, let's just say it's been my personal proving ground for more than just punches. Foreman went on to explain how the tunnel's creation aligned with his lifelong philosophy of self-reliance and preparation. Back in my fighting days, I learned that success isn't just about what happens in the ring. It's about what you do when nobody's watching. That tunnel was my space to keep pushing, keep improving, and keep learning long after folks thought I'd hung up my gloves. He chuckled as he recounted how visitors often remarked on his youthful energy, attributing it to his secret underground training facilities. They'd ask me how I stayed so spry at my age. I'd just smile and say, a magician never reveals all his tricks. Addressing the more controversial aspects of the discovery, including the broadcasting studio and extensive security measures, Foreman offered thoughtful insights into modern celebrity culture. In today's world, where everything gets recorded and shared faster than a knockout punch, a man needs to control his own story. That studio wasn't about hiding. It was about having the tools to speak directly to the people who matter most. My fans, my family, and future generations. His comments resonated particularly strongly given recent controversies surrounding athlete privacy and media representation. The interview took a more reflective turn as Foreman discussed the personal significance of the archive rooms. Those letters, those photographs, those journals, they're chapters of my life that I wanted to preserve not just for myself, but for my children and grandchildren. It's one thing to tell your story, it's another to show it. His voice softened as he described how different rooms represented different phases of his transformation from troubled youth to Olympic champion, from feared heavyweight to beloved pitchman. Each corridor tells a story of redemption, of second chances, of finding God's purpose in unexpected places. Regarding the sophisticated security systems, Foreman offered practical explanations that nevertheless carried deeper meaning. When you've achieved success, you learn that not everyone wishes you well. Those measures weren't about fear. They were about ensuring that what mattered most to me remained protected. He emphasized how his experiences with fame had taught him the value of creating safe spaces for personal growth and reflection. A man needs room to breathe, to think, to pray without interruption. That tunnel gave me that gift. Perhaps most revealing were Foreman's comments about the tunnel's role in his ongoing personal development. People think when you reach a certain age, you stop growing. But down there, surrounded by reminders of where I've been and tools for where I'm going, I've kept evolving. It's not just a tunnel, it's a testament to the fact that no matter how far you've come, there's always more fight in you if you're willing to look for it. This statement struck a particular chord with viewers, many of whom took to social media to express how Foreman's words inspired them to pursue their own personal growth. Throughout the interview, Foreman demonstrated remarkable composure while addressing the inevitable questions about secrecy and privacy. Look, I've always been a private person in a public profession. Creating that space wasn't about hiding from the world. It was about giving myself room to be fully human, to make mistakes, to learn, to grow, without every step being scrutinized. His comments sparked widespread discussion about the right to privacy for public figures and the complex relationship between personal space and public responsibility. The interview concluded with Foreman offering a philosophical perspective that encapsulated his approach to life and legacy. That tunnel isn't just concrete and steel. It's a metaphor for the journey we all take. Sometimes you need to dig deep to find your truth, to build something lasting, to create a foundation that can withstand life's punches. And when you do, you realize that the most important victories aren't the ones everybody sees. They're the ones that happen when you're alone, facing yourself in the mirror. These final remarks left a lasting impression on viewers, many of whom recognized echoes of their own struggles and triumphs in Foreman's words. The discovery beneath George Foreman's mansion has ignited fierce debate across multiple fronts, with implications that extend far beyond the confines of the underground labyrinth itself. Privacy experts have weighed in heavily on the matter, with constitutional scholar Professor Alan Michaels arguing that the case raises fundamental questions about Fourth Amendment rights. This isn't just about a celebrity's secret project. It's about where we draw the line between legitimate investigation and invasion of personal space, Michaels stated during a panel discussion at Georgetown University. If someone of George's stature feels compelled to construct such elaborate private quarters, what does that say about our current societal attitudes toward privacy? Legal analysts have pointed out the potential precedent-setting nature of the case, particularly concerning property rights and subterranean development. The Foreman's tunnel system challenges existing zoning laws and property regulations, noted real estate attorney Karen Wilson. If wealthy individuals can essentially create entire secondary properties beneath their homes without detection, we might need to rethink how we regulate land use. This perspective gained traction when satellite imagery experts revealed similar suspicious ground disturbances around other high-profile estates in affluent neighborhoods nationwide. The implications for celebrity culture and public figure privacy have proven equally significant. What happened to George could happen to any public figure who values their personal space, argued entertainment lawyer Marcus Thompson. This case might force us to establish clearer guidelines about what constitutes reasonable expectation of privacy for individuals in the public eye. The debate intensified when several other celebrities came forward anonymously, admitting to maintaining private spaces or secure facilities away from public view, citing similar concerns about constant media scrutiny and security threats. From a technological standpoint, the sophistication of the tunnel's systems has raised eyebrows among cybersecurity experts. The encryption protocols and security measures we found are comparable to what we'd expect from government installations, revealed cybersecurity specialist David Kim. This suggests that high-net-worth individuals are implementing security measures far beyond what most people realize, potentially creating a parallel infrastructure of private fortresses. The implications for national security and infrastructure monitoring have prompted congressional hearings on the matter, with lawmakers questioning whether such extensive private developments require greater oversight. Social commentators have seized upon the discovery to examine broader cultural trends regarding wealth, security, and isolation. The Foreman Tunnel represents a new frontier in how the elite separate themselves from society, observed sociologist Dr. Helen Park. It's not just about physical separation anymore, it's about creating entirely independent ecosystems below ground. This analysis gained particular resonance when economic researchers pointed out the increasing number of luxury properties incorporating sophisticated underground features, from survival bunkers to private entertainment complexes. The case has also sparked intense discussion about the intersection of fame, legacy, and personal preservation. What George built down there wasn't just a hideaway, it was a monument to his life's work, noted cultural historian Dr. Robert Chang. This raises interesting questions about how we document and preserve personal histories in an era of constant digital exposure. The debate extends to museums and archives, which are now reconsidering how they approach the acquisition and display of personal collections, especially those belonging to public figures. Perhaps most significantly, the discovery has prompted a national conversation about mental health and personal space in the context of extreme fame. George's tunnel wasn't just a physical escape, it was a psychological necessity, argued psychologist Dr. Samantha Lee. This case highlights the immense pressure public figures face and the lengths they must go to maintain their mental well-being. The discussion has led to increased calls for better support systems for celebrities and public figures, with several organizations launching initiatives to address the unique mental health challenges faced by those in the public eye. The economic implications of the discovery have also generated substantial interest, particularly in the real estate and construction industries. What we've seen here could revolutionize how we think about property development, stated real estate developer Jonathan Price. The demand for secure private underground spaces is likely to surge, creating new opportunities and challenges in architectural design and urban planning. This perspective gained credence when market analysts reported a significant uptick in inquiries about underground construction capabilities following news of the tunnel's discovery. As the dust settles on this remarkable discovery, the long-term implications for both George Foreman's legacy and broader societal norms continue to unfold. The tunnel system has fundamentally altered how historians and cultural analysts view the boxer's contribution to American society, transforming him from mere sports icon to a figure of architectural and philosophical significance. What we've witnessed here is nothing short of a paradigm shift in how we understand celebrity culture and personal space, observed cultural anthropologist Dr. Marissa Torres. George Foreman didn't just build a tunnel, he created a blueprint for how public figures might navigate the complexities of modern fame while preserving their humanity. The case has already begun influencing policy discussions at the highest levels of government, with several senators introducing legislation aimed at establishing clearer guidelines for subterranean development and personal security measures. The Foreman discovery has forced us to confront gaps in our regulatory framework, acknowledged Senator Richard Hayes during recent committee hearings. We're looking at comprehensive reform that balances individual rights with public safety concerns. These developments suggest that the impact of the tunnel's discovery will resonate through legislative chambers and city planning departments for years to come. In the realm of popular culture, the phenomenon has sparked a wave of renewed interest in Foreman's life and achievements, with streaming services announcing documentary series and major networks developing miniseries based on the events. This story has all the elements of great American drama: perseverance, privacy, and the pursuit of personal freedom, noted entertainment producer Linda Chen. It's redefining how we tell stories about public figures and their private lives. The ripple effects are evident in how media outlets now approach stories about celebrity estates and personal spaces with increased sensitivity to privacy concerns. While maintaining public interest, the tunnel's influence extends into educational institutions, where architecture and engineering programs have incorporated its design principles into their curricula. We're teaching students about innovative uses of space and advanced construction techniques that were once considered purely theoretical, explained Dean of Engineering at MIT Dr. Paul Richardson. The Foreman tunnel system represents a masterclass in adaptive architecture and security design. This academic interest has led to several research initiatives exploring the potential applications of such underground spaces in urban environments, particularly in terms of sustainability and disaster preparedness. Perhaps most significantly, the discovery has catalyzed a broader conversation about personal legacy and the ways individuals choose to document and preserve their life stories. George's approach to creating a physical record of his journey offers a compelling alternative to traditional memoirs and autobiographies, noted literary critic Dr. Angela Morris. It challenges us to think differently about how we capture and share our narratives. This perspective has influenced everything from museum curation practices to personal archiving methods, with many institutions revisiting their approaches to collecting and displaying personal artifacts. The lasting impact on George Foreman's public image cannot be overstated. Rather than diminishing his status, the tunnel's discovery has elevated him to the status of a cultural pioneer. He's become a symbol of thoughtful preparation and strategic foresight, observed sports historian Dr. Michael Bennett. People are recognizing that his underground sanctuary wasn't just about secrecy, it was about creating a space for continuous growth and reflection. This revised understanding has led to increased invitations for Foreman to speak at leadership conferences and innovation summits, where his insights into personal development and strategic planning are highly valued. Looking ahead, the Foreman tunnel case promises to influence everything from real estate development trends to privacy legislation, from architectural innovation to personal security strategies. As society continues to grapple with questions of privacy, legacy, and personal space in an increasingly connected world, the lessons learned from this extraordinary discovery will undoubtedly shape how future generations approach these complex issues. What we've seen here isn't just a singular event. It's the beginning of a new chapter in how we think about personal freedom and public responsibility, concluded civil rights advocate Reverend Marcus Johnson. George Foreman's tunnel may have been built beneath the ground, but its impact will reach far above it, influencing policies and perspectives for generations to come.